11 slides today. Because I wanted to put Pascal Siakam. Not true. I wanted to put Tyrese Haliburton on the list. I'm going to lower the mic because I'm sick. So the mouth noises are going to be a little bit louder today or more aggressive. So for y'all's sake, I'm going to move it down so you're not getting the sound inside my mouth. I wanted to put Tyrese Haliburton on the list because I think he got so many All-Star votes last year from the fans. Do you remember this? I think he was the top. Granted, the Pacers were the Indianapolis Pacers Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I think that's what it's called. Was the location of the All-Star game. So there were tons of votes for Tyrese Haliburton. First round, I'm gonna end up coughing. First round came in, Tyrese Haliburton, nowhere to be found. Of course, not having as good of a year, but it's not that far down. It's not that far down from last year. So the craze is over amongst the fans. Man, people were hot for Haliburton, but I still wanted to put him on the list because I wanted to see where he ranked. Then I realized, actually, Pascal Siakam. I don't even have his name on here. Pascal Siakam, better than Haliburton. So I thought, I guess the Pacers are actually kind of on a hot streak. I got to throw him on here. I got to throw Siakam on. His competition, Evan Mobley, we'll get to him. Franz Wagner. This is sort of interesting to me. I remember 1 year Zion had been injured for a long time. Still made the All-Star team. Do you remember this? So I don't know how much that's going to factor in his oblique tear. Will he be back for the All-Star game? Are the coaches and the media, are they going to be more, because there are a lot of guys, the fan votes are crazy. The fan votes are nuts. But like LaMelo Ball led, I think, all guards. I think he had more than Steph. So the fan votes are a bit wild. Like Cade Cunningham has a ton of fan votes. And I'm thinking he's probably going to be an all-star. He's not on this list. So I don't know how it's all going to work out with Franz, but I think there's a incredibly slim chance that Siakam makes an all-star team. We also still have time. There's also still a lot of time between the all-star game. So I don't think it's crazy. So I wanted to put him on here. Bonus slide. Unlikely. Doesn't have fans. Also, Siakam doesn't have fans. I don't know why. I love him. I think he seems like he's constantly smiling, enjoys the game, plays a lot of games. I don't know why he doesn't have more fans. I don't know. Again, it's probably the whole America. We want an American football boy representing our high schools. I think it's that. I don't know why the American basketball fans have this xenophobic attitude. But I don't even know. Actually, I'm going to stand up for myself and other American basketball fans. I think this is sort of something that the media says, but I don't think it's true. I just think we don't have anyone that we're really clinging to right now. You know, I think it's the media trained aspect. No one really has any personality because they all have these big financial expectations from corporate entities that are like, hey, don't go crazy. Don't say anything nuts. Honestly, just say these words every time you're interviewed, just to make sure you don't say anything that could hurt your brand and our market share. I think that's why. But Pascal Siakam, it's not much of his personality. Or we just don't get to know him. I don't know. I like him. Let's move on. I'm done talking about him. Norman Powell. The case for Norman Powell is he's the highest scoring Clipper, and they're the 6th in the West. And the West is really good. You may say 6th seed? That's not that high. 6th seed in the West, though? You know, I mean, you're going to see teams that are not even in the play-in picture right now getting all-stars. So I think the Clippers deserve one. But he's up against James Harden, who actually has a lot of votes, which I thought was kind of interesting. He actually has a lot of fan votes, or more votes than... You're getting a sick guy. This is a sick guy making a YouTube video. And sorry if it's gross. It sounds like there's something crazy happening outside. Devin Booker, he might make this list too. John Morant didn't get. It's interesting. I was gonna vote actually for the NBA All-Star Game because I've never done it, and I wanted to try it because I always say, "Oh, who votes?" And I realized it's just fans. Like fans do vote. Fans get on. They say, "Hey, I'd like to see my guy on the All-Star Game." I don't know why I made fun of it like so much. Like, oh, what type of loser actually votes for the All-Star Game? Like, just people that enjoy the game and want their guy to want to watch their guy or support their team. So I didn't vote. I said I was going to. I didn't. But it is interesting how fickle the fans are because John Morant was a guy people loved, and he really didn't get that many votes. Again, there are guys that have been injured a lot, like Orlando is getting tons of votes. And Ja's been sort of hit or miss. What's he played? 22 games? I still think he's going to be an all-star, though. So coaches do like Norman Powell. I think he's a coach's player. He's also been on a lot of teams and probably had a good... So when it comes to the reserves, who picks the reserves? The coaches pick the reserves. So I think I could see people just saying, I like Norman Powell. I'd like to see him get a chance to be an all-star. It could happen. Again, he's 10th on the list. And these are and again, what I'm saying is none of these guys are going to be all-stars, is really what I'm saying. Almost all-stars is what I'm going to call this video. I can move on. We can keep it short today. I don't feel real great. RJ Barrett. Weird, right? RJ Barrett. What? I would have never expected it. Then because I was going through and I wanted to see who's scoring a lot. Because let's face it, All-Star game, this guy is leading the league in rebounds. Get him in the All-Star game. Let's watch some rebounds from Rudy Gobert. Oh, that was a good rebound. It's just not happening, right? So I wanted to see who had the most points. RJ Barrett is 22nd in points this year. I was like, oh, dang. Hasn't missed a game. Or no, he's missed games. They've played more than 27 games. This is also, I screenshotted this last night, so it's a little bit off. Not crazy far off, still relevant information, but 23.4 points a game. Like, RJ Barrett playing really well. 6.8 total rebounds and 6.2 assists. Granted, 3.4 turnovers. He turns the ball over a bit, but he's having a good season, and I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, but can you really say a guy is having a good season when his team is bad? I don't know. If you know me, I would actually say no. I would actually say if you're having a killer season and your team isn't winning games, I would say, I don't know. You can't validate good stats with losses. Let me know if you agree. And there's no way he's going to be an injury reserve because the Raptors are so bad. Absolutely not. But I thought I would give him a shout out. He's going up. Jordan Poole has a lot of... on my other channel, I was criticizing Jordan Poole last week. I really went in on him. A lot of Jordan Poole stands out there. And, we all contain multitudes. Sometimes on YouTube, you have to just sort of tell a story. And I think when it comes to basketball and sports in general, we're all just kind of telling stories. So it's entirely possible I do a YouTube video about Jordan Poole's rise back to being a confident, teamwork, selfless basketball player. It's entirely possible. I don't have any personal vendetta against Jordan Poole. And I think, so I always sort of feel like I want to tell people, hey, I don't think he's a bad guy. This is just, but I can understand why you think I really don't like him. I'm just saying this is a story to tell and evidence to back up the story. So people like Poole, and I noticed that when I made that video because there were a lot of people that left a lot of comments on it. So, and he got a lot of all-star votes. So I think given the media and the player votes for all-star game, Jordan Poole is not going to be on an all-star team. But a lot of fans out there, and he did get a lot of votes, and he's having a pretty good season. But I put RJ Barrett on here. I didn't put Poole on here. I should have put Poole on here now that I'm thinking about it. He would have been perfect. Maybe I didn't put him on here just because he does have a lot of votes, and it's not crazy that somehow... No, it is crazy because no player in their right mind is going to vote for him. No media member in their right mind is going to vote for him. Was I done with him? Yeah, I'm done. Zach LaVine, sneaky, dude, his shooting percentage, 50%, 50.3%, over 50% from three, making over half of his shots, shooting 7.4 threes. I was a guy that was like, who's going to trade for Zach LaVine? Who would be interested in this guy? He sucks. $50 million a year, not on any... Now, I'm a Nuggets fan, and I'm like, let's get Michael Porter Jr. out of here. Let's have him to hit the bricks. Go hang out in Chicago with Giddy, the Giddler. It's too mean, too soon, or not soon enough, too late, bad joke. So it's unlikely, too many candidates. I would do kind of want to see him go to the Nuggets. They just need more scoring. I'm also actually turning around on Westbrook too. I really like Westbrook's attitude. I've been watching him, and it's funny. All my Westbrook hate, it just melted away. I'm like, oh, who wouldn't love this guy? This guy's awesome, and I want to see him succeed. I want him to win a championship with Nikola Jokic. It was weird. I'm a weird guy. I'm easily persuaded. But he's up against Tyler Herro, Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner's the real wild card. Like, is he going to be back for the All-Star game? Are players and media members going to vote for him? I really don't know. He just missed so much time. So Zach LaVine's not going to be it, but some of the other guys that are in his competition might be. Again, didn't make the list when it came to the returns for first round of voting. Tyrese Maxey, I threw him on here. I do not think that he is going to be an all-star. I don't think the players in the media vote for him, but he did get he got votes. He was in there, he was on the list, he did get votes. If there is, actually Embiid and Paul George also got votes too. So Philly fans showed out for their guys, even though the season isn't going great. Good on you, Philly. Thick and thin. Philly fans are a unique brand of sports fans. It's all passion. It's all, oh man, who was it? It was, is it Spike on The Rights to Ricky Sanchez? He quoted Rugrats. He said the other day, the players on the Sixers are like Angelica in Rugrats when she says, they may be stupid babies, but there are stupid babies. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. That sums up Philly sports fans in a very short sentence. And I think that's awesome. So I think he'll make it. I think he's a possible injury reserve, because I think the coaches will say, yeah, we like Maxey. You know, JJ Redick's going to say, yeah, put Maxey in the All-Star game. He loves him. He's a coach's player. Evan Mobley didn't get a whole lot of fan votes. And I noticed some Cleveland bloggers saying it's very unlikely that he is going to get a chance to be in the All-Star game, which I find very disappointing. Because it's possible that there's only one Cav in the All-Star game, which wouldn't be right. This is potentially a historic season. I mean, I don't think they're going to break the Warriors record, but you gotta give them credit for what they've done so far, and you need to give them 2 All-Stars. I think it's definitely possible. He does have some fan votes, and he's played a lot of games. 18.4 points, total rebounds 8.7, 2.9. It just has. I mean, they're nothing to. 43% from 3, shooting 2.5 a game. He just has like solid stats all around. They just need to pick another Cav other than Donovan Mitchell. That's all I'm trying to say. So his competition is going to be Jimmy Butler. Are Heat fans, with all the drama going on, are they coming out and saying, yeah, Jimmy, he's our guy? I don't think so. I think they're more Herro. I think they'd be more inclined to vote for Herro. But the votes are high. What am I talking about? We already know. Jimmy Butler votes are really high. He did really well in the fan vote. So I think he will be an All-Star. And again, Jimmy Butler notoriously doesn't like playing in All-Star games. The irony. Tyler Herro, playing really well this year. Having an exceptional year. A breakout year, if you will. 17th in scoring. Shooting 41% from 3. Shooting 9.7 threes a game. Hate to break it to you. This might be that's kind of all-star game scoring. I think Tyler Herro is an all-star. Whether he makes the team or not, I don't know. But he's up against Maxey, Cade, Poole. It's going to be really interesting because it's possible that Cade doesn't make the all-star game. I don't know, but he did get a lot of fan votes. I don't know. But I don't think Tyler Herro is going to be there, but I kind of think he does deserve to be there because of how great of a season. Because even rebounds, 5.6 rebounds and 5.2 assists, like he is doing other stuff as well. So I'm excited for Tyler Herro. And this season, I am definitely excited for the Heat to trade Jimmy and to have a new look, because I think the Heat have had everything break right, and I don't want to discredit. I don't want to say they're lucky. I don't want to take away from them making the finals for two different years in a couple year span. That's incredible. I think they've overperformed, and I think that is a testament to skill, to be able to overperform beyond your potential in the playoffs itself. But that team will not win a ring. And I think those two finals appearances gave them the idea that we can win a championship. Rightfully so, because you got really close, but I don't think those teams ever could have won a championship. Sorry, Heat fans, but I think it's time for a new look. Now, Darius Garland didn't even make the list. Nobody voted for Darius Garland. I might get on. That's what I was going to do. I was going to vote for the All-Star game, and I was going to vote for young Darius Garland, because he is having an incredible season. 20.5 points a game, shooting. He's like 50, 40, 90. So he's .007 field goal percentage off from being 50, 40, 90 this year. 6.7 assists a game. An incredible season. And I can't believe he didn't make the All-Star voting list. I don't know if he's missed any games this year. He's having an incredible season. And he definitely deserves it over. I know Tyler Herro scores more, but just shooting percentages and total output, you got to give it to Darius Garland. And plus the wins on the Cavs, he should be an all-star. I'm going to vote. I'm going to do my part. Because who am I if I'm saying, dang, he should have been an all-star? Would you vote for him? No. Who votes? Who votes for NBA All-Star game? Well, I don't know. People that want their player to make the team. Guess you don't care. Guess I don't. I forget who I was listening to, the many NBA podcasts, and they were saying Devin Booker is not making an all-star team this year. And then I looked at the stats, and I was like, well, he's good. His shooting percentages aren't great. It's just that the Suns have a bad record, and KD will be the Sun. And he did get votes, but he has injury reserve potential. I think that's ultimately what it's going to be. I think they're going to be injured Western Conference guards that can't play, and Devin Booker is the first pick for injury reserves. That's what I'm thinking. Of course, I don't know, but that's what I would imagine. There's just a lot of good guards in the West. Great free throw percentage, 90% from free throw line, but not as good as Darius Garland, 90%, 909 versus 902. So, but yeah, Devin Booker's not. It's the 3-point percentage, it's the field goal percentage. Other than that, he's got to do a lot of work. I like Devin Booker. De'Aaron Fox, guys, the Kings, they're just too top heavy. De'Aaron Fox is good, 26.8. He has the 5th most points per game in the NBA. Hasn't missed a game, playing 37.2 minutes per game. Any team would want him. The only flaw to his game is his 3-point percentage is 32.9. He doesn't have a great 3-point percentage. Field goal percentage still pretty good. One of the fastest players in the league. He's up against John Morant, James Harden, Devin Booker, and he is not going to be an all-star, even though he has all-star numbers, just because his team is not good. But that's how it goes. That's how the NBA goes. Do you think De'Aaron Fox gets traded before the deadline? I mean, man, I had high hopes for this Kings team. Speaking of Kings, we're back with Domantas. I heard Arvydas Sabonis say Domantas' name. It was an old video of Arvydas Sabonis at his house, and he's talking about, he's like, oh, this is my son, Domantas. He says it weird. He does not say it like Domantas. And it's just this, little tiny Domantas Sabonis shooting at a basketball hoop on a driveway. It was really funny. But Domantas is not how you say that name. So his competition is going to be like Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Julius Randle. Again, a lot of those. Jalen Williams got a lot of votes, so I actually think Jalen Williams he's an all-star. He's going to be an all-star. Jaren Jackson Jr., it's possible. More than Domantas Sabonis. He did get votes. Leading the league in rebounds. Again, do you want to watch rebounds in the All-Star game? Most people would say they don't. I don't think anyone's going to fight for him when it comes to the coaches. I don't think they're interested in watching him in an All-Star game. He was snubbed last year for an All-Star game. Again, I really do think De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are some of the, I would honestly say, top 10 in value. I would say they'd be like 9 and 10 of valuable players just because of their durability and how much they play and their output. So I actually think the only reason the Kings have had any success, again, because Malik Monk when they had Harrison Barnes, they were good in the context of Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. But I think the level of talent for these two players is being squelched. I think that's a word. I think it's being extinguished. I think it's squelched. I think it's being squelched by the team itself. And as depressing as it is, because I just want to root for the Kings, I think it's time to disassemble. And I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Sabonis and Fox we're going to see a couple teams pay a lot for both those guys. And I think whatever teams get them, it's going to change the makeup of the whatever conferences they go to. And those teams are going to be exceptional. I see the future. I don't know what I'm talking about. But those are the almost all-stars this year. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you tolerating my voice. Be good to your mothers. Eat a corn dog.